Hi, I'm Sandy Zuniga, the founder of Colorado Springs Town Tidings. Be in the know on the go for all things Colorado Springs, delivered right to your inbox. In today's local business spotlight, I am thrilled to welcome Michelle Alt, the director of Colorado Springs Ladies Events, or as she calls it, CSLE, a unique nonprofit that bridges communities' generosity with our city's smaller, vital charities. Michelle's story is one of incredible resilience. After a debilitating health issue, she found a new purpose within this group, transforming it from a social club into a powerful force for good. Through their flagship fundraiser, the Candy Cane Craft and Gift Show, they've made a significant impact, recently donating $5,000 to the Lotus Foundation and now gearing up to support Harley's Hope Foundation. Michelle, your passion for turning personal challenges into a community action is truly inspiring, and I am so thrilled to welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Sandy. I'm really glad to be here and I really appreciate your support.
Right,
Um,
absolutely. So I want to ask you, CSLE wasn't always a nonprofit. What was the spark that ignited that change from social club to force of charity? And how did it start as a social club?
Originally this was a Red Hat group for ladies, back in 2006. And it was run by a wonderful woman, and Maggie, who my mom actually joined the club when she would come here to visit. And when I had to quit work, my mom thought I needed an outlet.
Okay.
And so she got me involved because ladies under 50 could be a pink hat. So I joined, and Maggie really took to me as kind of an event planner. And so I kind of fell in love with the group and stayed with the group from then on. And I helped Maggie with all the different events that they would do. They did spring events and they did costume parties every year.
Okay.
So I helped organize all the events with her. And that happened every year they would actually donate to charities. A lot of times it was care and share. So if they would come to the event, they would donate food, and we would take big boxes of food to care and share. So that's kind of how it all got started.
And when was that around?
So again, that was, 2006,
Okay.
for quite some time. And then Maggie, unfortunately, she ended up leaving and she moved to Florida with her husband. And then she left me in charge. And
You left it
and
in
then
good hands, it sounds like, obviously.
well, so, but yeah, so I continued the journey and kept doing the spring events, and we had more. We I started doing a little bit more with them. One of our big events we did was a denim and diamonds kind of thing. That was really fun, and we did that with the therapeutic writing center.
Okay.
And yeah, we were able to give them a donation. And we also did a teddy bear picnic. And that one was amazing. We had thousands of donations of animals, stuffed animals, that we were able to donate to every single fire department in town, every single one, plus the police stations, so
Oh,
they
wow.
could give to children in the form in crisis.
Right.
So that was just amazing. We've got pictures that it was just so much fun giving to the fire departments. Yeah,
Yeah, they
so
got a
that
tough job for sure. And
they
so,
do.
and any tools or anything that can help them in any situation, like a teddy bear to calm a child down or something like that, is a gift for all of us, those who give them and donated them, and also for the community as a whole.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it wasn't just teddy bears. I mean, we had so
Right.
many different animals and creatures and
You had a
but
whole zoo.
yes, yes, exactly. Exactly. I mean, so many bags. So, I mean, that was just really, really special. And then we continued with the costume parties and everything too. And then when COVID hit, it just kind of took a toll on everything and people moved and such. And I had to rework things and figure out new ways to figure out a new way out. And but we were always donating. We donated to Care and Share. We donated to Urban Peak, Tessa. We donated, like I said, to the fire department, to the police stations.
Right.
And we also donated to uh oh, I was thinking there was also some socks we donated to.
Okay.
But the mission we also
Rescue
donated to.
mission, Springs Rescue
Yes.
Mission. Yes.
Yes, yes. So and Ronald McDonald House. So
Right.
we've tried to donate all over town as we could as throughout the years.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was with the Red Hat Society.
Well, so we were the Red Hats for quite a while. And then due to some changes within the system of the Red Hats, we ended up becoming Ladies of the Hat, which is a group on the East Coast.
Okay.
And so we became Ladies of the Hats.
Were you
And
still wearing red hats or no at that time?
no, you could wear any color hat you wanted.
Okay, there you
So
go.
people kind of like that. So yeah, so we were Ladies of the Hats. And after that, then when I made the change to decide to become a nonprofit, then it kind of split and a lot of the ladies didn't follow. So
Okay.
yeah.
I was going to ask you in my intro, it
Mhm.
basically mentions your own journey. So, how did your personal challenges shape the mission of CSLE today? Now that we know it went from red hat to colors of the hat, and now it's CSLE. So it kind of help us with that transition in general. You just said that it went in a different direction and some of the ladies didn't follow, but some may have. What inspired you that said, okay, I need to make a change and I need it to go in a different direction?
I'm not quite sure. For me, it has been a journey. Um all my life I've worked since I was a teenager,
Mhm.
and it's been difficult not to work. And then when I found out that I did have something that I couldn't physically work, and I had to go on disability, that I still wanted to do something. So even when my kids were in elementary at the time, and I even went out to PTO, and I wanted to organize something, so I was helping with their fall festival. So
Oh,
again, organizing fall festival, silent auction. But I did it a couple years and I realized my body couldn't handle it. So
okay,
then I'm like, I'm looking for something else and I'm looking for something else. So, when this came around, and I started helping with the ladies group, I could do things at my own pace.
okay.
Um, and I felt a purpose of things that needed to be done, people that needed help, and being able to do things at my own pace made a difference. Um,
Okay.
because that's what I need for myself.
Did
Yeah,
it seem
so
like with an organization that was already started, like the Red Hats, did you feel kind of obviously your body was telling you something, you had some limitations, but did you feel like if you went out on your own because you had these tendencies of organizing events, eh, getting fundraisers together, and you enjoyed it, it sounds like, did you feel like if you went on your own, you might still be able to do it, but then you weren't under the confines of a bigger organization, possibly? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is
No,
that something that was like, oh, wait, now I can make this anything I want if it's under my own
you know,
name, business.
right. No, I understand. I never even thought of that, to be honest. I don't think that ever dawned on me. The Red Hats, the ladies group, they're really just a social organization, and they do like to give back.
Right.
So, it wasn't anything really big, nonprofit wise. So I took it upon myself to make that change later on because I wanted to do something more. And so the organization still, when I split it, that group, the ladies of the hat group could still be the ladies of the hat group. And I just took my organization, made it Colorado Springs Ladies Events, and separated it out. Um, I never thought more of it beforehand. I think I don't know. I think it just came upon me to do it from certain things that kind of came up about what other organizations when I saw some other larger organizations when they get some when the larger organizations, nonprofits get so much, and when I saw the smaller organizations not getting much and not getting the recognition that they need or the money that they need.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand that too. With the Colorado Springs Town Tidings, I do a nonprofit every other Saturday. And when I highlight them, I'm looking for the ones that aren't on the news, that don't have the coverage, but yet they are working hard. They have such a passion and they need to get their name out and continue to do good. And so I'm with you. I love supporting those type because they all deserve it.
Yes, exactly. I mean, just like us, I mean, we've been around for so long, and when we do the show, people still think maybe I think that, oh, if they pay admission, they're paying for admission. Why am I paying admission to get in? But they don't realize it's a fundraising event. So,
Right,
well, like this year, we're not doing charging admission.
right,
But the other thing too is like for Harley's Hope Foundation, who we're representing this year, they had an event come up and they were pushing and pushing on social media to get the word out there, and they almost canceled. So
right,
we went out there, we tried to help them. They kept pushing and they kept pushing. They made it happen. But it's so sad to see that they have to push so hard for such a small nonprofit just to get an event going when larger companies they can sell tickets like that, you know,
right, right.
and
And
hundreds of dollars worth of tickets.
right. And they don't always go just to the charity. There's other things that it goes to that you don't know about. It's a portion or percentage. How big or small, we don't know. And I'll we'll talk about Harley's Hope in a few minutes too, because I've got a connection there as well. So you're when did you come to Colorado Springs?
So we didn't come to Colorado Springs until 2001, about April 2001. My husband's was in the military,
Okay.
and we got stationed here.
Okay.
So we came from England, but I was from San Antonio originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you came through military, which a lot of people do. It's
Mm.
funny, I have two camps. I have people that are military and people somehow just found Colorado Springs, and I'm in that group. I found Colorado Springs. And so it's always interesting for me to find out which camp is anybody in. So you came here with the military, and I know that they are stationed after a couple of years different places. So you might love a place, but now you've got to go somewhere else. What made you, were you here ever since 2001, or did you go and come back?
Yeah, no, we've been here since 2001. My husband retired from the military in 2007, and we decided to stay, give the kids stability. We stayed here, and then my parents moved up here in 2004, 2013,
Okay.
because they wanted to be near the grandkids. So
Okay.
we waited for them to kind of come up here and live. And now, just waiting for my husband to retire for good.
Okay.
So,
So he retired from the military, and then he got a different job outside the military.
yep, uh-huh,
Okay.
yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
uh-huh.
Okay. So then your focus on helping other small local charities is why is that specific model so important for Colorado Springs in general and to you?
Well, just like anything, it's just like small businesses. We always support small businesses, come, come, sorry,
Holiday time.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but even other times we should always support our small businesses. They're the ones that hold our community together.
right,
So it's just like that our small nonprofits hold us together. Um, and it's it it it's these people that create these small nonprofits, just like me. Ours is still a small nonprofit.
right.
We are a public charity, so we do not keep hardly any of our profits. We are all volunteers. We keep a very small percentage of our profits. We are giving most of our profits away to the nonprofits that we donate to. So, it's what they give to the community that just keeps our community together. Um, it's a special thing that they create for they're I'm sorry, they're creating for something that's so special usually.
Right.
And I do research our I do research the ones that we give to. And I do interview them and make sure that they are a good fit for why we're giving to them and what they're doing for the community.
Nice. Yeah, because anybody could, as they say, even in business, put out a shingle and call yourself a nonprofit, and you just don't know. So I love that you do your due diligence as well, because so much of your heart and soul and money and everybody else's, you're bringing people together, go into it. How sad would it be if it wound up being something that wasn't legit and just in general. So I love
Right.
that you do that. Now, CSLE, I don't think started off as a public charity or nonprofit. Is that correct?
No, no, no. Like I said, we were the Red Hats
Right.
originally, the Ladies of the Hat, and then it was in 2022 that we became a nonprofit.
So
So,
CSLE, you went in, created that entity
mm,
and put in for a nonprofit right away.
yes, yeah, uh-huh, right. So, I mean, I did change the name to Colorado Springs Ladies Events for a
Okay.
while. Um, when we were still doing some Halloween or costume parties and stuff. But then we decided to go ahead and become a nonprofit in 2022. So, mhm.
Is there a difference between a nonprofit and a public charity?
There is, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you have nonprofit, and then you have a public charity is under a nonprofit. So, but a public
Okay.
charity does get most of their um, a public charity will is like a church usually is a public charity.
Okay.
They get all their or a percentage, a high percentage of their donations and such from the community. Sometimes grants and such, we don't usually do grants as much, but we get most all of ours from the community.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of legalities in general on nonprofits and things you have to make sure you have. And so I was just wondering between that and a public charity where that fell in, but you said it beautifully and painted the picture on where it falls in. So thank you for that. It's a little teachable moment. So for CSLE, what in a minute, we're going to switch over to the fundraiser. But for CSLE in general, is there anything that aspect that we haven't covered that you would like people to know of the that organization in general before we transition to the actual fundraiser?
We are just volunteers. There's only a few of us. We would love to have more volunteers. I there's myself as director and founder, and then I also have a vice president, and then I have two others that help. But other than that, that's it. And like I said, we're all volunteers. And we're always looking for more people to be on our board. You can't run a nonprofit without a board.
Right, right.
Yeah, so, and we could definitely use more people. But other than that, I think that's about it. We actually do, though, we have when we do find we pick a charity, one charity per year.
Okay.
And we have tried this year, we did try to have a couple extra little events, like we did painting with a twist,
Right.
and we ran that. And so our charity will get a percentage of that. And then we also went to Bubba's and did Bubba's and Bubba's 33, and then they get a percentage of that too. So instead of us kind of trying to run it when we were trying to do our big event, we did a couple other little things that we could run through someone else so we could get a profit through that.
So when you do it through someone else, they are the ones who are collecting the money and then they give you a percentage and then you take that percentage or a percentage of that percentage and it goes to the charity that you pick.
Correct. Correct. Yes.
So
Yeah.
is it the same when you're doing these smaller ones throughout the year, whenever they happen? Because I know your biggest one is in December.
Right.
And when you have the smaller ones, did you still keep the same nonprofit for the entire year regardless of the event?
We do.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I just felt like it was a little bit better. It was just easier to keep one nonprofit for the whole year. And then that way, at the end of the year, we can give them one lump check and they get the whole
Okay.
thing. Yep.
Okay.
Hmm.
So when you do the smaller events, you just keep it in a kitty until the end of the year and then you give them a bigger check.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Great. So you instead of doing just one a year, you have the smaller ones, and therefore you are open and willing to take volunteers if this is what is calling them. Is that correct?
Yes. Oh, of
Okay.
course. Yes. Yeah, definitely. Hmm.
I mean, you have the big event in December, which we'll talk about. And so for the rest of the year, they have something else to do because it's not just the big event, but it's that is the biggest event. That's when you need the most volunteers.
Exactly. But with our board, I mean, the big event for December, I'm doing stuff all the way in January.
Right, right.
So, yeah, yeah. And currently I'm the one doing everything. So, having volunteers to help would be amazing.
Right.
So, yeah, yeah. So, and the more volunteers we get, the more things we can do throughout the year. We could do
Correct.
something else in September or in the summer.
Right.
So, I mean, that would be amazing. I have vendors who are looking to do things in the summer too.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah,
the more
it's just a lot
people
of
to
people.
help, the more opportunities you can create, and
Absolutely.
it's not just falling on you. So just out of curiosity, for public charity and any nonprofit, you are required to have a board. Is there a, a certain number of people that are required to be on it, or is it not?
You should have
Okay.
at least three, if not four or more.
So
Yeah.
is the requirement is kind of minimum three?
Yes.
Okay. And you would like not to have to designate your dog as one of them if you can get more people.
Dog and cat. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. If you gotta fill the seat, you gotta fill the seat. However, anybody who
Right.
wants to volunteer, please come.
Right. Exactly.
Got it. We gotta do what we gotta do. Here comes the parrot, but at least it contributes. All right. So on that note, your biggest fundraiser is always Christmas time and or starting the holiday. Is it always in December?
Yes.
Okay.
The Candy Cane Craft and Gift Show. Actually, it's only our second year doing this big one.
Okay.
We did have a smaller one a couple years ago. So, but this is our second annual doing this one. And yeah, so this one, last year we did it at a different location.
Uh-huh.
It was a little smaller. Um, and we made a lot of changes. So we
You
are,
live and learn. That's what happens.
that's true. That's very true. So this year it's at the Norris Penrose Event Center. We changed the dates because we competed with two of the largest high school craft shows.
Okay.
We didn't want to do that again.
Right.
So we are now on the second weekend of December, the 13th and the 14th. And the Norris Penrose Event Center is a very good event center there, very popular. And
Yes.
yep, and so yeah, so it's our second annual one, and we're really, really excited. We're looking at over 130 vendors.
Wow. That's great. And I know some are clamoring to try and get into your event, but you have to do work because how many total booths do you have?
Well, we took up a couple booths with, we have a hot cocoa booth and a bakery, face painting. So we had to take up a couple with those kind of things. So in total, there's like 140.
Okay.
So, and we have turned a few away
Okay.
because, we don't want to totally, well, we do duplicate a few things, but then you don't want to get like 10 of one different item.
Right.
So, I'm very careful with our vendors and making sure that we don't have 10 plushies,
Right.
plushies is big, or 10 3D printing. 3D printing is huge this year too. So, I've had to turn away some people this year.
Okay.
So,
That
because of
makes
those kind of
perfect
things.
sense.
Yeah.
So how does CSLE and the Candy King Craft and Gift Show, how do you get your money that goes to the charity? So this year, in the past, you did a admission fee,
We
and this year
did.
you're not.
Yes, yeah. So that's been a little bit harder on us.
Okay.
So we are really hoping to one of two things. So because we're not charging admission, we are looking at a silent auction. So the silent auction, we hope to make some money off of. And then we do have a donation place, so people can do donations. We also have a pet photo contest, where a pet photo calendar contest. So we're really hoping to push that. And that can bring in some money too. Along with uh, um, ooh, let's see.
So,
Go ahead.
so in general, the structure is the vendors come in and they have a fixed price for their spots.
Right.
And so that's part of the revenue that comes in. But are you taking a percentage or anything from their sales?
No, not at
Okay,
all. I don't believe in that. I
right,
mean, right. I don't believe in that at all because the vendors, they work hard for what they do.
right.
And I've been a crafter myself, or tried to be a crafter, and it's really hard when you put everything together from the store and then you try and add on labor and then you try and pay for a vending spot. It's really hard to try and price your products fairly.
So for a
So,
vendor, it is fixed price and that's it. So the more you can sell, the more you can make at the event that is yours. And that
yes,
makes perfect sense that you wouldn't want 10 of the same thing because now you're diluting their possibility of a profit, which is part of the reason why they're there in general. So
right.
So with the vendors, when you don't have the same ones, then they all have the opportunity to sell their stuff. And that is more enticing for them. And the more locals we can get in there, the better it is for us as shoppers and to support truly locals, the mom and pops, the little crafters, the any of those things. And also you this year, as opposed to last year, just because you got a little bit more creative with the hot cocoa bar and the silent auctions. Now, what's in the silent auction? Or is it shh, don't tell anybody?
Oh,
It's silent.
we're still working. Well, no, we are still working on the silent auction. So, I do have some, but yes. So,
What kind of things are in the silent auction? Just in general, you don't have to reveal your secrets. Just something. Are they gift baskets? Are they gift certificates? Is it something totally different? Yeah.
kind of a little of everything.
Oh,
So, but one thing I will say that's kind of cool, that we're going a little tech savvy because we're going to have iPad kiosks. So when you get there, you'll be able to get into the silent auction through an iPad, and you can download everything and get everything on your phone. And so our iPad kiosks this year is going to be really cool. So they're going to be like eight of them all over the place. So for check-ins, and it'll be mainstreamed for the silent auction too. So once you get into the silent auction, it'll be on your phone. If you've put your credit card in, you can keep an eye on what you've bid on. You can keep up bidding and all that. You won't have to do it on the little piece of paper. You can do it on your phone.
okay.
And then, if you want to put in that last bid, you can do that and then you can win it. So,
Interesting.
and then it will charge your credit card right away. So it'll be really neat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty interesting. So
Yeah.
they can, it kind of like eBay or something, you're waiting
Yeah.
and it just like, okay, I
Yes.
got to get in it. So if it's something you absolutely have got to have, you have an
Exactly.
advantage because now you can watch it.
Right. I always hate when, I mean, I do go to those bidding ones too, where you got the piece of paper, but sometimes people crowd around and you can't get to it and you lose it. So,
Right. Right. You are eliminating that and we're going high tech and
yep.
and everybody's got the opportunity.
Exactly, exactly. So it'll make it nicer.
Great. So you and I talked a little bit before, and I love creativity in general. And the things that you have going on at this show is unique because it feels very local to me, as opposed to, other expos and events have things obviously to draw you in. And maybe I'm not a big fan of this, but whatever. It's like you can win the Bahamas vacation, or you can win, something. And it's just like, it always seems like, what's the scam here? Is that a timeshare they're, getting me in or something? So with yours, it is very local, very homey. It feels like you're walking in and you're in your living room kind of thing. You've got friends over. That's the vision I have of the Candy Cane Craft and Gift Show. It's not just an event venue that you're coming to, you're going to go look for a few things and go out. It's an experience.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, very much so. I was brought up very Christmas oriented, decorations and Christmas trees and decor outside and baking. And I love that. Christmas is my favorite time of year. And and my mother was from London, and you go to England and you see a lot of these grottos and you see the way they decorate for Christmas, and it's just so homey. And I love that. And I love having that even in this space. You've got your local crafters. We have our local entertainment. We have local dancers. We have local puppeteers, local face painters. Everything's local. And I love that we keep it within what we are. We are a nonprofit for the community, and this is a community craft show. I mean, yes, some people do come from other places within Colorado, but it's still Colorado.
Right.
And I just feel that sometimes with some of these bigger ones, um, and the ones that charge you an arm and a leg to get in, um, they're from elsewhere. They're not part of Colorado. They come from other states. And one thing, I'm really trying to push is that this is a community craft show, just like the high schools that help
Right.
for the bands, for the marching bands, or for whatever they're helping out with the high schools. We're kind of like a high school, but we're not the high school or a church. We're for the community, for the nonprofit.
Right.
So we're very similar aspects, but we're trying to push that idea and trying to make people realize what we are. We're not one of these big conglomerates, corporate companies that are coming in from out of town. We are your town.
Right. You're not that there's anything wrong with the bigger shows and those coming in from out of town. They all serve a purpose, and that's fine. However, with those, they come in and make their money, and they take that money and it goes elsewhere. Yours, you're a nonprofit, so it's not, you would still put it back in, but because of what you are, it's you're in the community, bring the community together, all the profits and anything goes back into the community. So the little crafter, what are they going to do? They're going to go to the local coffee shop and spend their money there in turn, which will, it keeps feeding the community in general. It's not
Exactly.
taking it over there. So
Exactly. Yeah.
everything helps, and that is one of the amazing things about what you do, and you're picky about the vendors and stuff because you're not taking everybody. And if you have somebody like a big uh internet company or something, if they came in and wanted a bigger booth or something, you could take them. They're still servicing. And if you have a few of those, that's not a bad thing. That helps with getting the money in for the charity, but the majority of your vendors are all the smaller ones in there. So if they happen to see somebody that's, well, wait a second, that is national, that's okay. It's still
Right. So actually, the way we work that too is if they're a company, they have to be a sponsor.
right.
So that's how we help get extra money in to help support the event.
Yep. So there's
So
booths
and
and
there are some of
sponsors.
them that will say no, and if they say no, then they're not part of the event.
Right. So you
Yeah.
have the booths and the vendors and you have sponsors. So those are two different things.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Great.
Hmm.
Yep, anything that can come in. So this year, this show supports Harley's Hope, as we talked about. What's the story behind choosing them? Because you are very particular, and then you choose them for the entire year. So you're nurturing them the entire year. As you say, you have a process, and you're particular. So what will this event mean for them, and how did you wind up choosing them? And I have Harley's Hope. I did a nonprofit spotlight on them, and what they do and the need for their services in the community is one of those kind of a very quiet whisper, but those who can take advantage of what they have, it is so meaningful. And you can talk to that a little bit, but what I uncovered was because I personally could fall into that category at some point, needing their services. And if they're not around, then they can't help. But the meaning that they have. So do you want to talk a little bit about who they are and what they do, and then why you chose them?
Yeah, so Harley's is a 501(c)(3), and their services are designed to keep pets in their existing homes. The people and pets deserve to be together, and and especially when times are tough. Their mission is to ensure that low-income older pet parents and their companions, or even service animals, remain together when issues arise. And their goal is in doing so, is to prevent at-risk animals from being surrendered or falling victim to euthanasia, for treatable conditions or temporary challenges. And that even falls into place a lot of times when I've seen some of their situations when not only the animal has a disease or a situation where they need treatment, but the human needs treatment. So
Right.
they're going through, like, say, leukemia or cancer treatment, and now the animal needs treatment, but the human doesn't have the financial means to do so. So that's where Harley's Hope comes in, and they can help treat the animal while the human's being treated. So, I mean, I didn't know they were around. I mean, this is where my research came in when I start researching for some of the smaller nonprofits, and I found them. And it really hit home for me because my father passed away November last year, a week before our event
Yep.
last year. And he had a 14-year-old cat. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, what would have happened? He actually did leave a note saying, please find a good home for Sweetie, his cat. But I couldn't do that. I mean, I do have a dog and a cat, but I was like, I can't give her up to just
Right.
anybody. She's old and she's set in her ways.
Yep.
But what if we weren't around? What if no one was around? What would have happened to her? She probably would have most likely euthanasia. I
Right.
just that's all I could have thought about.
Right.
And here's Harley's Hope, they're there to help people. And I just it just meant a lot to me to help them out at this point in time. It really did.
Right.
So, and I know Cynthia, the owner, um, she um, she also feels like, they have tried and tried and tried to make people aware of what they do, but again, they've been around for so long,
Yeah.
and they feel like they're not recognized as much as they should.
Right. Yeah. And I found that too. And they actually came to me. And so I'm like, yeah, I looked into them and I'm as discerning as you. I'm not going to spotlight one unless I know they're legit and people can help. I usually try to spotlight ones that have volunteer opportunities because for me, I want to bring the community out together and for the same passions and get them out of their home, getting them meeting other people with the same passions and form friendships and not just donations. Although if it's something, if that's all somebody can do and they want to do it, they can do that as well. So for me, I who I spotlight is um, has a little bit different twist, but all for the same basic reasons. And with Harley's Hope, when I was prepping and getting their information and doing the interview, yeah, there's so many situations that happen from whether it's low income or elderly or anything. You have a pet, and pets are your family
Yeah.
and they become, depending on where you are, like when you had to go on disability, you were able to move around, but there are people that can't move around, and their companionship, which is healthy for longevity and decrease suicidal rates and all kinds of things, when you have someone or something else to focus on, and your life goes to that. So even though it's a pet, it becomes a child, basically, a part of your family. And when you get sick or the pet gets sick, the prices are ridiculous. Healthcare and vet, there's insurance, but who can afford that?
Yep.
Anytime you go to the vet, it's a ridiculous amount. And so it's very hard to even have a pet, but depending on your lifestyle, that is an important part of your existence. So with Harley's Hope, if something happens to either one, they are there and available to help you. And it's not just the pet. So there were a few instances like a dog ran out, somebody couldn't, an elderly trying to walk the dog got off their leash and got hit by a car or something. I mean, it's no fault of the elderly person, it's the situation. And so Harley's Hope came in and helped with some vet visits, and they're there physically too. They
Right.
will deploy people to help you. And so also on the other side, when somebody is going through, the pet owner is going through something, they're also there. They bring people into pet sit, or so they're not exactly helping you. They're there to help the animal. You handle the animal while you, if you don't have the strength or this and that, but they also form the friendship with that person as well. So it's not just money going in for a vet visit. It is so much more encompassing, and people
Right.
don't realize that. And
Yeah.
that is such a special gift for the community, for the
Mhm.
people that need it. It's in such many touch points.
Yes. Oh, I agree. I agree. Yeah. And you don't, there's nothing like it around that I know of.
Yep, I came to the same conclusion as well. So yeah, and at that time they were, it was still, we were coming out of COVID, I think. So it was hard to get food and they were running out. And so some of my subscribers went ahead and went on Amazon if you could find it, because the supply wasn't there. So you
Mm.
couldn't just go to Walmart and get some food for, to fill their cupboards with the pet food. So they would get people. they created a list. You could go to Amazon, choose it, and it gets shipped there. It was just a beautiful thing what our community did
Oh,
when the call to action came out. And it was just like, okay, we got another couple donations, and every little donation meant the world to them because it meant they could feed another pet for somebody who that's their lifeline that just didn't have the resources because of what was going on.
oh, nice. Oh, that's special. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I definitely, Harley's Hope is a very good one, and I'm so glad that you chose them. And so now for the Candy Cane Craft and Gift Show, let's
Mm.
get as many people as we can in there
Yes.
to help Harley's Hope because one day, for my listeners and subscribers, it might be you. So if you have the means and the ability, plus go to a fun event, plus see locals who are creating things and have things, whether you buy from them or not, just to go in and meet them. Just to say
Yes.
hi, just to say thank you for doing what you do, whether you pick something up and then it's fostering that community in general. So go. Walk through those doors. It's free to walk through the doors.
Yes, absolutely. And we actually are trying to see what we can do with getting pre-registration. So even though it's free, if you pre-register, go to our website, candycaneshowcase.com. If you pre-register, you get 5 tickets towards our hourly giveaways. So if you just walk in, you just get one. But if you pre-register, you get 5. So when you come in, you check in, you'll get 5 tickets for our hourly giveaway. So more chances to win. And so that's a big deal. I think we've already got close to 200 pre-registers. So
Nice.
that's amazing. I know that's really good.
Yep.
And then we've got the DIY ugly sweater contest. We've got
What's that
gingerbread
about?
house.
What's the
The D
DIY ugly sweater contest? You don't come in with
so,
the ugly sweater?
huh?
You don't come in with the ugly sweater.
You do, of
Oh, you do?
course. Yeah,
Okay.
everything is come in as you are kind of thing. So DIY ugly sweater, you'd come in, have it pre-made, and then there's judging up on, well, I say on the stage, it's just a little area.
Right.
But and then we have judges to judge the sweater contest. So, and that's on Sunday. Ooh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I lost you. So, but so yeah, so then the judging of the sweater contest is on Sunday, and you just come in. I think we've got some families. There's 4 different ages we have for judging, but it is a DIY. So do not come in a pre-made, bought off the rack kind of sweater. So, and then
And
we'll
if you do, you better embellish it a lot.
yeah, yes. Otherwise, you get kicked out. So that's the DIY ugly sweater contest. We already have people signed up for that. So it's you can either pre-sign up or you can sign up when you get there. But the one you have to definitely pre-sign up for is the gingerbread house contest.
Okay.
And that one is make your gingerbread house at home,
Okay.
decorate it and everything, have a steady thing to bring it on and then bring it in Saturday morning by 11 o'clock. And then we have judges to judge, and then a winner will be decided. So, and we've got some nice prizes for that too.
Michelle, you're
So,
being very judgy here.
I know. So, but that one really got me. I used to love making gingerbread houses. So I think that's going to be a really neat one. I've actually had people emailing me saying if they could just come and see the gingerbread houses just to look at them.
Of
So
course, come in.
I know, yeah, yeah. So and then we do have something I have done. We'll see it when we've put it together, which is my DIY, the grotto, the Candy Cane North Pole Grotto. It's going to be a 60-foot by 20-foot walkthrough, which
Wow.
will have an Arctic um, we'll have Arctic animals and elf houses. So it's going to be kind of like like the North Pole, Santa's village, and all the different happenings and their little things that are going on. The elves doing funny things. So you'll just walk through that and have some fun walking through. And then when you get out, then you're going to see the live reindeer.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so we have the live reindeer from Hilltop Reindeer Ranch. They'll be there both Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3. And then right after the reindeer, there'll be Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Right. So if you have smaller children or grandchildren, come and they get to see Santa's reindeer basically gearing up for their big run, but now they can be up close and personal.
Oh, come on, adults love the reindeer too. You know how many adults love to see them? They're so cool. They're so neat. And the girls from the reindeer ranch actually talk to you about them and how they lose their horns and just a little bit about, the reindeer and how they live here. So
Is
it's quite
there
interesting.
is there like feeding or anything that you give them cups of stuff or no?
They do at times. So it
Okay.
just depends on when you can feed them. So there will be times where I know when I went out there, I got to go visit them and they love their cranberries. So I don't know if it'd be a cranberry or a carrot. So
Right, right.
yeah.
Nice.
But they're used to it. They love going out and visiting and seeing the people and everything.
Right.
So yeah.
So these are experiences that are happening that honestly are unique. I mean, the gingerbread house, yes, they've done that in other places,
Yep.
but still, we have people that asking you, can we come and just see? Absolutely.
Oh
It's free
yeah.
to walk in the door. Come see, come take in everything. Go through the grotto. And, we're not going to reveal what's happening in there because you have to come and experience it. But
Right,
when you
right.
do, you get to do that and you get to do that with other people you
Oh
don't
yeah.
know. How many times I'm like this? I'm I can be quiet. I'm an introvert, but when I'm out, it's like looking. I do this at the grocery store. We're looking at kind of at the same thing, and then we just start talking about whatever, the product or something. So just think about going through the grotto. You can be by yourself if you want, but you're experiencing with other people and all the cute things or whatever are surprises are there. You get to be in awe and go,
Yeah.
wow. But then so are other people in there, and you get to, kind of talk about it. Look at how cute that is. Did you see that one? No, I didn't see that. Oh wow. And it becomes a real community just interaction.
Experience.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So I hope so. I hope so. I'm really excited about it. I started putting it together way back in the spring. So
Well,
so
it's better you than me. I've always tried to paint those little I have some of those like ceramic thingies or whatever, and I try and paint it. And I was big into crafts from a young age. I haven't done it in a long time, but everything I do looks like a sixth grader did it. I mean, I try my hardest, but so better you than me because they won't go, oh, what kindergartner did this one?
oh, well,
And
there's a
I'd be
lot of
like, thank
store-bought
you.
stuff there. So,
Yep. So
but
then what's
yeah.
the hot chocolate bar?
So, yeah, so right after Santa, there'll be actually the Mrs. Claus's Bakery, and
Okay.
that's put on by Cookies and More by Shy. She makes amazing, amazing bakery stuff. So she's going to do that. And then we have the hot cocoa bar, and that'll be what it means, hot cocoa, but there'll also be for adults too,
Okay.
where you can buy the hot, yeah. So all
Hot
of it,
toddy cocoa.
hot toddy cocoa. So yeah, so you can buy yourself a hot cocoa for your kid and a hot cocoa for yourself.
Right.
So yeah, so that'll be just like some fun. So from all the way from actually right before the grotto, I didn't say there's also a photo booth.
Okay.
So candy cane photo booth, which you can actually download the photo to your phone. And then we're going to have a live feed later on. You can see the live feed from that. But then you go through all that and go through to the hot cocoa bar. So it's a whole like stream. And then it leads to where the Jillian's dance studio will be for entertainment. And we also have Katie Williams Design. She does puppetry. So that those things are going on too. So it's a whole family affair. I mean, I
Right.
really love it being a whole family affair. Shopping should be a family affair too.
Right.
Kids can buy stuff too, for their parents that are handmade. I don't see why not.
Right. Well, not only that, but it's if you're looking for something specifically for a family member, friend, or something, and if it's a family thing, then they get to be part of the process and the gift giving in general.
Of
But
course.
everything sounds so much fun. Who knows, listeners? You may spot me there, one of the days. So if you do, make sure you come up to me. And honestly, I love community. I love people in general, even though I am introverted. I'm a big hugger. So if you come over to me and you just need a hug, I'm your gal. So
I'll need a hug.
there you go. That's when I don't have any limited supply.
Okay.
Anybody who needs one, I'm right there to support and, all that. So that being said, I might be like, where's Waldo? Where's Sandy? Maybe you'll spot me in there. Yeah, lots of fun stuff going on. So with all of that and all that, a lot of sensory things going on as well.
Yes.
This is a do not miss, honestly, on the December 13th and 14th, Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yep. Saturday, Sunday. And if anybody wants to volunteer, you said you would love to have volunteers from the community. We are looking for volunteers. We do have it on our website. If you'd like to volunteer, you can click the volunteer. We're looking for volunteers on the 11th and the 12th and the 13th and 14th. So the
Okay,
11th
just
is
set up and
decorating. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yep.
okay. From set up
To tear
to
down.
break down. Yep.
Yes.
Exactly. So how many volunteers are you looking for in general?
Quite a few.
Okay. You can take
Um,
50 volunteers if they want.
I would. Yeah, so phew, I think I was looking quite a few, even 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I have different shifts though too.
Right.
So some people are saying they'd stay the whole day.
Okay.
There's also a concession stand too, so there's food there.
Okay.
But we do have shifts for each day. Some people when they come for decorating, they stay all day because they love to decorate.
Right. Right.
And we have got, oh my gosh, so many trees. There's
Right.
going to be trees galore.
Okay. Yeah, they
Um,
definitely.
yeah, so, but yeah, I just anybody. I'll take anybody. Yep.
Is there any perks for volunteering
I
other than
wish.
the joy of being part of it?
Helping.
Yes.
Coffee, hot chocolate. Yes, so I do have coupons I can give to my volunteers for coffee and hot choc free coffee and hot chocolate, a couple each day.
Okay.
At this time, that's about it.
Okay.
I would love to give
Fair enough.
more. Yes. Yes. And they get a
Okay.
free little lanyard if they have a
There you
room
go.
company.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, and
Is
t-shirts. They do get t-shirts.
okay. Is the North Penrose, are they charging for parking for this event?
Oh, no, no, not at
Okay.
all.
Because I
Mm-mm.
did hear that they were starting to charge for parking and on just events in general. So that was like a surprise. There was a few things that I was going to go, and I'm like, wait a second, do I have to pay for parking now? And so if yours isn't, then that's another reason. Make sure you get there.
Yeah, no, I'm wondering maybe that's for the upper one, like the rodeo stuff.
All right.
Maybe.
Could be.
Yep.
I'll have
Yep, but
to
I
I'll
have
have
not
to
heard.
investigate.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, so much fun and for such a good cause, the candy cane craft and gift show. So anything you we covered a lot. Is there anything more that you want to say, or did I miss anything for the show?
Yeah, the only thing I think we've kind of forgot is the times.
Okay.
So, Saturday, December 13th is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Sunday, December 14th is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
So
And
it's just a little
other
bit
than
short.
that, yep. Yeah, a little bit. So we stay open a little bit later on Saturday just to help out anybody, who
Because it's
some people will
Saturday and
work.
people don't
Yeah.
have to, they have to get up for church the next day, but they don't have to go to work.
Right. Exactly. So,
Okay,
but yeah.
wonderful. Well, what a powerful story of community impact, Michelle. Thank you for all that CSLE does and to see the full scope of your work in our community. Anyone can visit csladiesevents.com. That's CSLADIESEVENTS.com for the full scope of what they do. And then I also want to encourage everyone to support CSLE and their partner, Harley's Hope Foundation. Again, you heard us talk about what it meant to us personally and to the community. So by attending the free Candy Cane Craft and Gift Show on December 13th and 14th, get all the information at candycaneshowcase.com, CandyCanesHowcase.com. That's where you can purchase the tickets for the giveaways. Not purchase, you can sign up and get some more. It's free to attend. You can come in, support the whole community. As we spoke before, you can do some fun things. It's interactive. You'll meet other people in our community, and it's just an all around amazing event. You just have to be there. Mark your calendars, December 13th and 14th now. So when it comes up, you know you're going to be heading to the Norris Penrose Event Center and you'll see Michelle. You might see me, Sandy. And depending on the timing and stuff, I'd love to meet you. So make sure you do that. And Michelle, your journey is a testament to why I believe every local business has a story worth telling. And for more stories like this, subscribe to Colorado Springs Town Tidings at cos.towntidings.com. I'm Sandy Zuniga, celebrating our city one business at a time. I'll see you next week, and thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you, Sandy.
We'll see you on the 13th or 14th.
Okay.